There is a planet out there that should not exist. Its name is WASP-12b. And when astronomers first noticed its faint shadow against a distant star, they almost refused to believe what they were seeing, because this wasn't an ordinary world. This was a planet orbiting so close to its star that it completed an entire year in barely 26 hours. A year shorter than one of our days. Imagine a world where the horizon never darkens, where dawn and dusk have melted into one endless blaze of light. That's WASP-12b, a world forever trapped in daylight. Temperatures soar beyond 2,500 degrees Celsius, metals would melt in mid-air, clouds would vanish before they could form, and the air itself glows with heat. The side facing the star is scorched beyond imagination. The far side, locked in permanent night, still shines faintly from the heat bleeding through. This planet is being cooked alive. When scientists first measured its size, the data seemed impossible. It was nearly twice the radius of Jupiter, yet less than half its density, puffed up like a balloon. A gas giant stretched by tides, pulled in every direction by the gravity of its parent star. WASP-12b wasn't just orbiting too close, it was being torn apart. The star itself is similar to our Sun, only slightly hotter and brighter, but at a distance less than 4 million kilometers. Barely 3% of the distance between Earth and the Sun. Its radiation is absolute. Here, the concept of an atmosphere dissolves, atoms are stripped away, accelerated into space, forming a comet-like trail that glows faintly in ultraviolet light. It is a slow death, unfolding not in hours but over millennia. Every orbit, every pass, removes a little more. Hydrogen and helium drift into the void, carbon and oxygen follow. The planet is literally feeding its star. The story of WASP-12b began quietly, with a whisper of data. An array of robotic telescopes, part of the wide-angle search for planets, scanned the night sky from the Canary Islands. Each night they measured thousands of stars, recording the smallest dips in brightness. For most, those changes meant nothing: dust, movement, chance. But one star flickered with perfect rhythm. Every 26 hours, its light dimmed by just 1%. A tiny shadow, repeating like a heartbeat. It was enough. Follow-up observations confirmed the truth. Spectroscopy, the study of light itself, revealed a subtle wobble in the star's motion, caused by the pull of an unseen companion. From that wobble, scientists calculated its mass, its orbit, its density. The numbers told a story of extremes. When the Hubble Space Telescope looked closer in ultraviolet, it saw a ghostly glow surrounding the planet, hydrogen and helium streaming away, forming a halo of loss. The planet was shedding its skin. In infrared, the Spitzer telescope mapped the heat pattern. The day side, hotter than molten rock; the night side, still burning with retained energy. Powerful winds, faster than the speed of sound, roar from the light side to the dark, trying in vain to cool a world that cannot cool. For astronomers, this was more than tragedy, it was revelation. They began timing each orbit precisely, down to milliseconds, and something extraordinary appeared. Every year, the orbit shortened, the planet was spiraling inward, tidal friction was converting orbital energy into heat, tightening the bond between star and planet. Within a few million years, WASP-12b will vanish entirely, consumed by the star it circles. To grasp this, imagine the tides on Earth. The moon pulls gently on our oceans, raising waves only a few feet high. Now replace the moon with a star, and those gentle tides become towers of gas thousands of kilometers tall. The entire planet rises and falls in slow motion, its very shape distorted. That's the power tearing WASP-12b apart. But out of its destruction, we've learned how worlds live and die. Its fading orbit helps us model the unseen forces acting on planets across the galaxy. It shows why hot Jupiters are rare. They live fast, die young, and vanish before their stars grow old. It even hints at what might happen to planets in our own system when our Sun becomes a red giant. Every element escaping from WASP-12b, hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, is the same cosmic material that once built worlds like ours. When the star eventually burns through its fuel and dies, those elements will be thrown back into the galaxy, ready to form new suns, new planets, and maybe, someday, new life. In its death, the planet contributes to the next generation of creation, and maybe that's the true beauty of the universe. Nothing is wasted, every collapse becomes a beginning, every ending releases the ingredients for something else to rise. The cosmos feeds on transformation. Still, there's something deeply human in the way we discovered it. A handful of photons, captured by instruments we built, told us the story of a world we will never see. From faint dips of light, we built a picture, a swollen planet, a burning sky, an orbit decaying with every moment. Science turned darkness into understanding, numbers into meaning. The next time you step outside and look at the stars, think of WASP-12b. Somewhere in that endless black, a planet is falling into its sun, not with noise, but with quiet inevitability. And across the silence of space, we, tiny beings on a blue world, are watching, learning, and feeling the echo of its story, because the universe is not just about explosions and chaos. It's about patterns, echoes, balance, the endless dance of creation and destruction that makes all of this possible. WASP-12b reminds us that even in loss, there is purpose, that nothing truly disappears, it simply changes form. So when the light of its star finally steadies, when the planet it once held close has vanished into brilliance, its memory will remain. In the data, in the scientists who found it, and in every person who ever wondered how something could be both doomed and magnificent. If you felt that quiet pull toward the infinite, stay with us here on Beyond Universe Show, because there are countless other worlds waiting to be heard, each one whispering through the stars, each one reminding us how extraordinary it is simply to exist.